Nurses have read it. What's the most shocking, bizarre, or unexpected confession a patient has ever made to you right before they passed away? 1. Brought a pediatric patient back for emergency heart surgery, about 14 years old. He was very nervous. Outlook looked grim. I held his hand as they began to induce anesthesia. He looked like he was about to cry. I told him there was nothing to worry about. He was going to be just fine. He gripped my hand super tight as the prop fold took hold, looked me in the eye and said, "I'm going to die, aren't I?" I told him I would be there in PACU when he woke up. He died on the table. I was the last thing he ever saw. 8 years later I still think about that kid. I still see his face, the fear in his eyes. I still feel guilty that I lied right to his face. 2. An old lady told me she had a 22-year-long affair with a bus driver, and all 5 of her adult children might be his. I didn't pass that along. 3. Had a patient come into the ER who had a partial airway obstruction. He thought he was a goner. He told his wife on the way in that he'd been having a decades-long affair. But he didn't die. He ended up being okay. The wife left his room and did not come back. 4. That she liked the mustache man because she was poor as a child and she would only get new shoes when she went to the train station to see the Jews off to the concentration camps. 5. My dad. He just said, "I don't think I have much time left." I gave him water when his mouth felt dry. Me and my sister sat next to his hospital bed until I noticed his agonal breaths. I knew what it meant, but my sister didn't. 6. Patient once told me he wished he had worked less and spent more time traveling and being with friends and family. He died the next day, not on my shift. It stuck in my head. A few years later I retired and this was one of the reasons. It changed my perspective. 7. Patient told me they had a dream that they were going to meet me.